Culver News is one of the few in media who's done real reporting on what actually happened on January 6th.
The establishment narrative.
The worst single act of political violence since the Civil War.
Donald Trump supporters killing police officers.
Was MAGA blood libel.
Officer Brian Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher during the hours-long attack.
They beat a Capitol police officer to death with a fire extinguisher.
Officer Brian Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher during a fight.
He died at the age of 42 after he was bludgeoned with a fire extinguisher.
A rioter hit Officer Sicknick in the head with a fire extinguisher.
Hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. Bludgeoned with a fire extinguisher.
There's just one problem with the story. It never happened.
The New York Times has quietly retracted its story about the death of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick.
The problem is, how many people do you think know that? Did they go on and on and on and on and on and on and on in every place to say that was a lie, that was a lie, that was a lie, that was a lie? No. How many people do you think heard that? They heard. That's what they do. After the only ones who got bludgeoned were patriots. Our reputation got bludgeoned. Trump supporters got bludgeoned that day. Okay. We knew it. We knew it was going to happen. You know, I don't know that we all knew it was going to be a false flag. We were already on the alert for bad guys, whatever stripe. But, we had to be prepared. When you go up there and you raise your head and say, I'm fighting for true, fair, free and fair elections in our country, that they're going to pull out all the stops. And they're going to say anything under the sun about you. We knew that. Okay, so check this out.
There was no such thing. There was no fire extinguisher involved at all.
And the paper is backpedaling, admitting that it's possible he was never even hit at all.
New York Times.
He wasn't. And he wasn't sprayed with bear spray. He died of natural causes. He now died of natural causes. And it wasn't our fault. And, I will say, if there was any cause, it was likely at the doorstep of the FBI of some of this stuff that they were doing, shooting off these, smoke bombs and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, all right. So then this is a picture of the insurrectionists. They sure do look like the most calm insurrectionists you ever heard of. I love this Awakened Outlaw, We the People. When you've been insurrecting so hard that you have to chillax on a couch. I love that. We're tired. We have to take a break from our insurrection. We just want our country back. We just want free and fair elections. We want it where they don't steal our country from us and do all this, against patriots. Anyway, so then Lindsey Graham reportedly called for officers to murder January 6th protesters. You got guns? Use them. This was reported yesterday. Of course, I added the little mustache. He's done. He's done. Stick a fork in him. He is done. Next. Yeah. And yeah. So if anyone is watching who thinks I'm all pro-Republican, no, they're all a bunch of losers. Now, there may be a handful who are patriots. The jury is still out. I'm just like, I don't even know. We don't know who to trust. All we know is when people go up there and they say they're going to do one thing, they do another. And they're not fighting for us. So many people are not fighting for free and fair elections. So you can kiss my you-know-what and bye. And he's gone. He's done. For him to say that, you want to shoot us because we're trying to have a free and fair election? And you think you're so high and mighty, you can go sit up in here and your ivory tower and we have to just do whatever you say? You can kiss our you-know-what. You can kiss it. I better watch it because I'm getting too excited. Okay, check this one out from Patriot Purge from Tucker Carlson.
Not only has the government sponsored, funded, and armed terror groups fighting our foreign adversaries, federal agencies have a long history of ensnaring American citizens in manufactured plots. It may sound like a conspiracy theory until you learn the undisputed details.
The FBI is responsible for more terrorism plots in the United States than any other organization.
Undisputed. The intelligence community is responsible for more terrorism plots than anyone. Did you hear him say that? I'm going to replay that so you can hear what he said. Listen carefully. Listen very carefully.
Conspiracy theory until you learn the undisputed details.
The FBI is responsible for more terrorism plots in the United States than any other organization.
They do the terrorism. They do it. You see something on the news, you name one, it was FBI, CIA, the whole intelligence community. That's who did it. It wasn't regular Joe. It was not regular. I don't want to use the word Joe because you think I'm talking about Joe Biden. No, it was the intelligence community trying to control us. And you're going to flip when you hear what I got to play for you next. But let's finish this.
Trevor Aronson wrote a book on this called The Terror Factory, and it analyzed every terror prosecution from 2001 to 2013. Aronson found that at least 50 defendants were on trial because of behavior that the FBI had not only encouraged but enabled. FBI agents were essentially the plotters in these crimes. They made the crimes crimes.
You scarcely need to go back 3 months prior to the so-called Capitol siege of 1/6, to an event that has now evaporated from memory and from the national consciousness. And that is the so-called Whitmer kidnapping plot.
The alleged plan was to kidnap the governor and put her on trial for treason, all because of Michigan's COVID lockdown.
The federal government thwarted an alleged plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan in a
Do y'all remember any of this?
manner that included, shockingly enough, storming the state capitol.
According to a report in BuzzFeed, Michigan State Police stood down and let protesters, including those in full tactical gear, enter the building unopposed.
Why haven't you called for backup? Where is your backup? This is our damn Capitol building, and y'all are letting it get destroyed on your watch!
Interesting parallel. Well, it gets even better.
12 of the 18 conspirators were either FBI informants or undercover FBI agents. In other words, fully 2/3 of the people plotting to kidnap the governor of Michigan were working directly for the feds.
That's quite a
Percentage. 2/3 is actually 66%.